hope you guys are able to see my screen. Yes. Okay. Project, and in this project having project ID and the name. Two column names I'm considering, and another table I'm creating. So which is employee table. This employee table having employee ID, name, and project ID. Okay. So in these two tables, which is the column name is matching project ID, and in employee table project ID. These two columns are matching. So the column should be same in both the tables. So then only we can apply the joins. If there is no common column is not available in these two tables, then we cannot apply joins. Okay, so if you take this project as a left table, and you will take this employee as a right table, so how it will happen is, so when we apply a inner join, so we having types of joins, right? So when we apply inner join, so inner join, what it will do is only matched records we will get, which means in the left table, in the right table, whatever the project IDs are there, so those IDs only it will, the record should be exist in both the tables. So those records only it will pull and it will display it here. If you apply inner join, okay, if you apply a left outer join, first it consider all records from the left table, which means in the left table project. So in the project, let's assume in the project table having 10 records, and the employee table having 5 records. So first 10 records it will consider, and whatever the matched records are there in the right table, it will also consider. Okay. So here it is considering the left table complete records and whatever the matched records are there. So when I say matched records, in the sense, in the employee ID, whatever the value is there, same value it should be exist in right table. So if it is exist, then only it will consider employee ID and employee name. If no project ID is not matching in both the table, then that record won't be displayed. Okay. And the right outer join. So this right outer join is it will display all records from the right table and match records from the left table. this is right outer join, right? So the complete records it will display from the right table, and only matched records it will consider from the left table. Okay, so full outer join, this full outer join, what it will do is it will display matched records and unmatched records. Okay, the complete records it will display it, left table and right table also. Okay, and you'll see the cross join display all matched and unmatched records will display it. And the next one is cross join. So this cross join it is similar to the inner join. It is similar to the inner join. So the only difference is in the filter condition we will specify uh, keyword is different, so that we will see it practically. Okay, and also yeah, and one more natural join is there. So ideally natural join it is very rare cases people used to use. So we'll see it practically how it will work. So by theoretically you may not get an idea. So this is really important. So in the interview they may ask the queries in the chart. Okay, so we will see it practically. I'm selecting the database DemoDB. Okay, so let's see, we'll create or replace transient table. Table name is projects. So I'm considering project ID. Project ID is number, and project name is string. Okay, so these two fields only, these two columns only I'm considering. So I have created a table called project, and I'm inserting few records. Insert into project, project ID, comma, project name, values. So for numbers, it's not required to maintain. Okay, I'm inserting. So where full stop I gave where.
Semicolon instead last.
Okay, this is number, right? I'll take this as a string. Still it is not allowing.
Mahesh, can you click here query behind beside query ID SQL?
You will get the query.
SQL.
Okay, what it make it null.
Comma is missing.
Okay, so we'll take till here. Make it 5 and 6. Okay, so total total 7 records. 7 records get inserted. So we'll take another table, employee, employee ID, make it as a number, employee name, type string, and project ID, make it as a number. Okay, employee created. So I'll insert few records here. Employee ID, employee name, and project ID. Okay, so total 4 records get inserted. So now we are trying to doing inner join. So let's see how the data it will be collected and how it will be shown. Okay, select. I'm creating a object called P for project ID, P dot project name, E dot employee ID, E dot employee name. Okay, so whatever the columns we need, those columns we took. So this P is for project and E is for employee. So and from projects P, projects as P. So this object is created, which means for projects table we created a object called P. Okay, so that's why we are indicating P dot project ID. So P is nothing but it is indicating to projects only. Okay, inner join employee as E. So for employee table we created an object called E. So that's why we are indicating here E dot employee ID and E dot employee name. Okay, on P dot project ID equal to the common column is project ID in both the table, right? So in the where condition we have to specify it. E dot project ID. Okay. So whatever the columns we required in both the tables, we will specify it here in the select statement, and we are indicating from which table and applying inner join and using the table employee. Okay. So let's see it. So if I run this select statement, so you will get total 10 records we used to get. Okay, so here we created total in this table having total 6 records, 7 records, and in this employee table having total 5 records. So inner join it will display the matched records in both the tables. Okay, let me truncate it. Let me cross verify it whether the data is having 7 records. So I'm recreating a table called employee. So total 4 records get inserted. Select star from employee. So total 4 records get inserted. So now if I run this select query, so you'll get 10 rows. project having 7 records, right? So those 7 records, and it will look for the matched records in the table, in this table. So in the project ID is one maintained twice or 3 times we have maintained. So it will check the first table having project ID 1 and the project name is Mercedes Benz and the employee ID will consider and the name Jennifer. Okay. So we have maintained twice. So that's why it is coming Mercedes Benz 3 times. Why? Because in the project, in the employee table, we have maintained project ID 111. So that's why the matched record it will consider 3 times. Okay. In case if you maintained correctly, like in orderly, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when we recreate a table, automatically this data will be removed from the table. So now we have maintained properly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Project ID is unique. So now if I recreate the employee, and if I make 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we'll get in orderly. So now if you apply inner join in both the tables, so let's see how the data look and feel. So you will get 4 rows. Hook inner join. So this is a project and the employee. This is project stable. And this is employee table. Okay, so what will happen here is when we apply a join. So it will consider only matched records in both the table. So the matched records is the project ID is 1, and an employee project ID 1 is there. So then it will consider this record. Okay. So on the project 2, ID 2 is there, in the employee project 2 also is there, and project ID 3 is there in the project, and employee also 3 is there, and project ID 4 exists in projects as well as in the employee. And the fifth, and we don't have any match record, and the sixth one we don't have any match record. For the seventh we don't have any match record, so these 3 records won't be displayed. So only match records, first 4 records only it will display it. So if you see the result also, it will be same only. Okay, clear? Any doubts here? If you understand the inner giant, it is moreover same for other giants also, it is same. Apply it. Inner giant. So the definition is display only matched records in both the tables. Okay. So now we will see outer giant. So here I am just changing outer giant. Okay, so rest all are same only, I am keeping as it is. Outer giant or left outer giant, both are same only. Okay, so if I execute this right outer giant, left outer giant, so you will get total 7 records. As I said, when you apply a left outer giant, what will happen is display the complete records in the left table, and whatever the match records are there, that will be displayed, and wherever the project ID 567 is not available here, right? So that will be get updated as a null, null, null. Okay, the same way here. So the total left side table projects, right? So the total it took 7 records, the complete records it will took, and wherever the matched records are there, that will fetch and it will be filled here. So this 5, 6th and 7th, these 3 records project ID is not maintained in the employee table. So that's why it is filled with null value. Clear? So here it display all records from the left table and only matched records from the right table. Okay, so here right table is employee. Okay, so they may ask you either query or either they will ask you how many records it will display, or sometimes they will expect both also. Okay, and left outer chain is completed, and we'll go for right outer chain. Okay, I'm making here right outer chain. So only this keyword will change. Okay, so if you want to make it as it is, then you can make it. So which means if you take the project ID as a left table and the employee ID as a right table. Okay. So I'm executing this outer chain. So now you will get 4 records because the right table is employee now. So when we apply a right outer chain, then it will consider only match records from the right table. So match records from the right table, the total records itself having 4 records. And when he is checking the match records from the left table, only 4 records it will consider it. Rest 5, 6, 7 won't be displayed. Okay, it is considering the first employee. Okay, this is a right outer chain, right? So in the route outer chain, display all records from the right table and match records from the left table. Okay. So when I apply a full outer chain, so this full outer chain, it display all the records, display all matched and unmatched records also it will display. So the matched records is this till 4 records are matched records, and this 5, 6, 7 these are unmatched records. So that will display full outer chain in the sense it will consider all the records. Matching and unmatched records both will be displayed. Okay. Display all matched and unmatched records. Okay. And the next one is cross chains. So in the cross chain, only we can see the cross chain. So here instead of on, we will make it where. That's it. The remaining functionality is the cross chain, and cross chain it is similar, moreover similar to inner chain, but the only difference what we could observe here is in inner chain we will apply on, and the cross chain we will apply a where condition. Okay. So it is almost moreover like it is similar to inner chain only. But the difference what we can see here, instead of on, you can use it where. Okay. It is similar to inner giant. The only difference is instead of on, we will use where. In the join condition. Okay. And the last one is natural giant. So natural giant, people won't be use it actually, but at least if they will ask you the types of giants, you can name it natural giant also. Okay, so here also instead of on, we will make it where. So it will not work. It is not similar to inner giant. So this cross giant is basically it display each record from the first table and along with the match records from the right table with a number of times it will get displayed. Okay, so ideally no one will go for this natural giant. Okay, so in real time most of the cases either they will go ahead with inner giant or left outer giant or right outer giant. Maximum these three only they will use. Very rare cases they will go ahead for full auto giant. Okay, clear? Any doubts here? No doubts? Okay, so we will switch to other one. Let's take a scenario like I have an employee table. Employee table in the sense you just take any example of any company. Like if you take IBM, so IBM having throughout the world, they're having branches, right? So if you take in India, so the branches are available in almost all the states. It is available, right? So Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, etc. So here, whoever the employees are maintained, or which means the employees are already onboarded or they are serving notice period or they are serving in the company or whatever it is. So those employee IDs and average what are their salaries. For example, if the IBM take the report from the Bangalore people, so in throughout the Bangalore, how many people are working in IBM, and on average, what are their average salaries? So the same way for Chennai, if they take report from the Chennai location, so on an average, so what are the salaries they are giving, and the Hyderabad and the Mumbai, Delhi, etc. Okay, so an average, if you take any company, so Bangalore companies, they will give bit extra packages because of this cost of living in Bangalore. Okay, so we will see it how we will get to know the an average salaries in each state wise. Okay, so I'm create or replace transient table employee, and I'll take a simple three column names, the employee ID, EMP ID. I'll take data type is string, and employee name, employee location. We'll make it string, and the salary. Okay, so I'm not taking the name, employee name, first name, last name. It's not required. So we need an average salaries in each state. Okay, so the table is created. Now I'm inserting a record. Insert into EMP, EMP ID, location, salary. Imagine this is the employee ID, and location is Bangalore. For this employee, salary is somewhere around, I'll make it 79,000. And his employee 2, I'll make it Chennai. And 38,000. I'll make it 70,000. I'll make it Pune. So I have inserted total 13 records. So each and every state having different employees. Okay, so we're having total 13 rows get inserted into the table. Okay, so now if I want to get the maximum salaries in out of the states, so what I can do is you can write select max salary from EMP. So you will get maximum salary out of this. So the maximum salary is 98,500. Okay, so if you want to get minimum salary, so the minimum salary is 38,000. And if you take average salary, so you'll get an average. This is the salary. So these max, min, AVG, these functions are aggregate functions and Windows functions. Okay, so don't confuse it. Aggregate functions, minimum, max, average, count. So these are aggregate functions. So this aggregation Windows function is nothing but aggregate functions. Okay, so if you take the count, select count star from EMP. So this count also an aggregate function, and we will call it as a Windows function also. Okay, so now if I want to take from the location wise and average, select location, comma, average of which column you are considering, salary column, from table name is EMP group by. So this is the keyword, group by location, order by location. Okay, so total 4 locations are there: Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Pune. So in Bangalore, an average, this was the salary. Okay, and the Chennai and average 64,306. Hyderabad 65,306. And Pune it is 73,000 something. Okay, so this is how. So this question you can expect in the interview question. Okay, so they will give you the scenario and they will ask you to write a query on that. Okay, and select max salary from employee, where salary not in. So this is, you'll get the second highest salary. Okay, so the highest salary is 98,500. So second highest salary in the sense this is first highest salary. The next after that the next highest salary is this 90,000. These two are interview questions, guys. So you can give answer. So they may expect to write a query in the chat box, and some people they will ask you directly how they are interviewing. So okay, any doubts here?